We know what you are. We know what you are. You cheating bastards. We know what you are. Who the fuck the Chelsea Football Club think they are? The Premier League brought in rules so that you abide by them. Everyone else has to abide by them. So what makes you think you're on some fucking upper ground? What makes you think you're the main character? In a serious matter, Chelsea fucking cheats, scumbags, should be relegated, deducted points, and the fact that they've got away with this, the punishments that they've got, is fucking crazy. This league's a joke. Corrupt. Genuinely. Obviously, Chelsea, 74 charges, have just been found guilty, and as you know, if you've seen any recent videos, if not, I'm a Manchester City fan, and I just find it fucking hilarious how multiple clubs have been charged and all of them admitted guilt. And yet the one club that has been investigated, that's been thrown charges at them by the Premier League and has not admitted guilt, and yet gets the most slander for being guilty even when the verdict hasn't come out, is us. Crazy, I know. Now I can understand Forest and Everton, and I think Leicester got charged as well. I can understand why people aren't getting onto them. I totally get that, because, you know, big clubs in their own right, but they're not dominant, or at least haven't been dominant for quite a while. So, you know, obviously you're going to be having to go with more successful teams because you're going to directly correlate the stuff they've done to what they've won. So if they've broke the rules, then you're going to correlate that to they've cheated to win titles. And that's what constantly gets thrown at us. This 74 charges thing with Chelsea didn't come out last week. Yes, they've admitted guilt now, but this has been pondering for a few weeks. This has been here for a year, and I have not heard zilch about it really, other than maybe when it initially first came out. And yeah, I'm still hearing 115. Where's that? These lot are getting away with it. Well, let's just look at what Chelsea have done. So here's a post from the British Broadcasting Channel, the BBC, and it says Chelsea have been fined £10 million and given a transfer ban in which it has been suspended. Yeah, that's right, suspended. So they've basically been charged, they've admitted guilt, but you don't have to suffer the punishments now because you don't want to. You can have 2 years to get ready for it, basically. So, yeah. How is that a punishment exactly? And people want to talk about how ours directly correlates to our success. Well, Chelsea's allegations, these charges that they've admitted guilt to, was all under the Abramovich era, in which spans between 2009 and 2022. If we want to run through the list of things Chelsea have won in that time, yeah, but again, I'm not really hearing anyone talk about that. Okay, there might be a little few things here and there, but nothing that's major. I haven't really been seeing people constantly calling for Chelsea to be found guilty, constantly calling for Chelsea to have all these different punishments. I've not heard anything. Even now, it's not like I've seen a bit of an outreach, but there hasn't been like a massive outreach to this. Even in the posts that talk about this and say how they got away with this with just this, still in the comments it's flooded with 115. Like, seriously, the hypocrisy on both is crazy. Now look, I totally understand that the charges that Chelsea have been with are completely different to the charges that have been thrown at us, but their charges still exist from 2009 and 2022, and they've got away with it with a £10 million fine, in which, by the way, was initially £26 million, then it was reduced to £17 million, but because they admitted to guilty, then it was reduced because they admitted to guilty early. It's gone to £10 million. £10 million. That these lot just sold Andre Santos for 50 mil. Like, they just bought Morgan Rogers for 117 mil. Do we really think £10 million? £10 million, even if they weren't buying those sort of players, is not a lot for a Premier League club. Actually, argue it might not even be that much for a Championship club. But I don't want to get into that because maybe it isn't. And my ball knowledge there isn't as strong as in the Premier League. In regards to what it means for our charges, though, as I said, our charges are a lot different. You would look at it on the face of it and go 74, 115. It's less than double, so surely we're getting the same sort of thing, but doubled. No, because the charges are different, they're more severe. Obviously, we haven't admitted to them, and I think if anything, when I'm looking at Chelsea's punishment, when I've seen, Everton got like a 6-point deduction, didn't he? So that was quite harsh in comparison to this, you could argue. I don't know what their ones were. I'm guessing based on the fact they got a point deduction, it was something more serious, but you never know. And the other two, I don't know if the other two got points deductions, but they would have got punished for it. I think the Premier League will want to make an example. They won't want, just with how long this has gone on, the fact that we haven't admitted guilt, they won't want this to come out and us walking with a little fine or something. They're going to be going hard on this, so I'd take the piss out of Chelsea, but all in all, if anything, I just think it shows almost how much. I know Chelsea admitted guilt, so it would have went on further obviously if Chelsea didn't admit guilt, but I think it shows they're really, really looking to put all their eggs in the basket on our case. Obviously it is the biggest case, it is the biggest charges, but I think that if they get, I think genuinely, even if some of the charges are found guilty, not the whole 115, I think they'll make like a massive points deduction to the point where it's like basically relegated without officially just immediately being relegated. We'll get like a fucking 100 point deduction or some shit like that. Like, I just think it's gonna happen. I just think they're waiting to make a big statement on it. Obviously, we don't know if we're guilty. I hope not. The fact that they haven't admitted guilt, obviously, as my club, I'm going to back them. They're saying they're not guilty. What they've brought me, I love. What the owners have done, I love. If it gets found guilty, then yeah, we have to have different talks on the owners, obviously, because what we've seen from them up to this point, those memories won't go away. I'm not saying anything like that, but we will also know that the owners knew that they were doing dodgy shit that was going to get them caught out, that put the club at massive risks, and they still did it. So if they did it, then we have to have talks about them. But I'm backing them till now. Calhoun hasn't let me down till this point. Sheikh Mansour's put the money into the club. So yeah, I'm going to back them till now. Hope to fuck we're not guilty, because yeah, what the fuck could that mean for us? But yeah, what are your thoughts on this case, the Chelsea case, and also what it means for us? Do you think that makes it worse or better? Leave it in the comments.